A report is going around right now that not only is a Spider-Man 4 on the way, but that Tom Holland has re-upped and signed on for new films, and we could be getting it, as a matter of fact, sooner than you think. They could be going into production on it in 2024. And that is the topic of today's Mint Mobile Hotline question of the day. Listen, guys, if you've got a question for the show and like to hear your voice on it, go ahead and call our hotline number anytime 24/7 at 951-268-4259. We pick out one or two every day, and today's is about that Tom Holland rumor. Check it out.
Hey, John and crew, this is Skylar from North Carolina. As you guys have probably seen by now, there's rumors going around that Spider-Man 4 could start production in late 2024, and that apparently Tom Holland signed a new deal for a new trilogy of films along with other appearances in the MCU. My question is, if this is true, when the actor strike gets resolved, when do you think Sony and Marvel would announce this? Thanks, and bring on the filthy.
All right, Skylar, thanks a lot for calling that in. And yeah, to his point, there are these reports going around about the Spider-Man 4 getting some motion. As a matter of fact, this comes to us from the folks over at Superhero Hype who write the following. The fourth Tom Holland-led Spider-Man film is reportedly set to begin filming late next year. Insider Daniel Richmond has shared on his Patreon via Twitter that Marvel and Sony are targeting a late 2024 production start for Spider-Man 4, which will reunite Tom Holland with co-stars Zendaya and director Jon Watts. Spider-Man 4 is expected to pick up after the events of No Way Home. The film ended with Peter moving into his first apartment and resuming his vigilantism, wearing a new comics-accurate Spider-Man suit. I still think, as much as I like that movie, that my favorite part of that movie was the fact that he got rid of the damn Iron Spider outfit. And that was a big thing of joy to me. All right, look, first of all, need to point this out. This is not coming from one of the top line outlets, all right? This story is not coming from Variety, Hollywood Reporter, Deadline, what have you. It's not coming from any of the top line sources, all right? It's coming from an online person who's got connections to definitely good track record, good reputation, often right, sometimes wrong, whatever. But I just want to set the context for this story, that this needs to be taken with a grain of salt, all right? That being laid out, I don't think there's anybody in the sacred timeline that hasn't believed that another installment of the Sony directed but Marvel produced Spider-Man series with Tom Holland was coming. I mean, we talked about this before. Even last year when Tom Holland was making these comments, oh, maybe it's time to let somebody else play. It's like, who are you trying to kid? You're not done playing this. You're not done playing this whatsoever. It hasn't really helped that all the other stuff that Tom Holland has tried to do has not really worked out so far. I mean, I almost wanted to call it Rosebud. It wasn't Rosebud. Was that
Cherry?
Cherry, thank you. Cherry was Rosebud. Cherry was terrible. He's done a couple things that haven't really. He's got that Fred Astaire thing coming, which I actually am interested in.
Yeah, me too.
He, of course, did Uncharted, which I know Ray really enjoyed. Ray liked that one a lot. I thought it had its upside. I didn't love the thing, but I thought it had some upside. So, I mean, I don't think anybody doubted this was going to come. Now, I do bring a couple things into question here, though. They're saying they're targeting a late 2024 production start date. Okay, that's great and everything, but we've basically had now, for actors only, over 3 months, going into our 4th month here pretty soon. And with the writers, 5 months, 6 months. The entire schedule of Hollywood right now is thrown into chaos. So everything that was supposed to be going into production in the last 3 or 4 months, that's all going to have to get picked up at some point. It's going to be a massive, massive rat race to see who can get crews and who can get locations and who can get casts together to actually shoot in 2024, because there is going to be a mad race to gobble up crews and gobble up casts and all that kind of stuff. So maybe 2024, yes, maybe 2024, no. As far as the Tom Holland involvement, no duh, of course. Zendaya, obviously. Jon Watts returning is one that caught my eye a little bit, because with his success on the first 3 Spider-Man films, and he's doing Star Wars now, you kind of figure that he might be thinking it's time for me to move on and go do other things. If they do indeed get him back, that's actually as exciting to me as Tom Holland coming back, because he's one of the prime reasons I think those 3 Spider-Man films work so well. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Mint Mobile. Signing your life away to a big wireless provider is kind of like being trapped on a roller coaster from hell. Sure, it looks like fun at first. They probably even threw in a free phone, but now you can't get off. Month after month of insane bills and unexpected thrills, like overages and surprise fees. If that sounds like your current big wireless plan, it's time to get off the ride with Mint Mobile. For a limited time, wireless plans from Mint Mobile are just $15 a month. That's unlimited talk, text, and data for just $15 a month. You guys know before I came to Mint Mobile, I was paying triple what I am paying now on the standard big wireless plan, and I will never go back. All plans come with unlimited talk, text, and high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all your existing contacts. To get your new unlimited wireless plan for just $15 a month and get the plan shipped right to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/Campea. That's mintmobile.com/Campea. Cut your wireless bill to just $15 a month at mintmobile.com/Campea. Anyway, Rob, you heard about this report, these rumors going around. I think we all believed it before these reports came out. And again, this report needs to be taken with a grain of salt. How important do you think it is for Marvel to continue on with this Spider-Man character, that Jon Watts returns, that Tom Holland returns? How do you evaluate all this?
Well, I mean, obviously the box office for No Way Home doesn't lie.
One of the biggest films of all time.
Yeah, I mean, and that was a big swing, I thought. You know, all three Spider-Men coming together was a risk. You know, people could say it wasn't, but it really was, because it could have been a disaster. It was not. I enjoyed the film quite a bit. I think it was a marvel that it got made. And sorry, I know that's terrible. That was low-hanging fruit. I'm sorry, but you know, I think that Tom Holland is really perfect casting as Peter Parker.
Really is.
And he, whether the movies are as strong as you want them to be, and I think they've been a little overstuffed. I would like to see Tom Holland really become the focus, front and center, like you've always said. Now that the Iron Man suit's gone, I would love to see a movie, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I could see them calling it that because now he's gone back to his roots. But I think it's a no-brainer, dude. I mean, if there's a risk-averse Hollywood, if there's one thing you could put your money on, Jon Watts and Spider-Man and Tom Holland, that's about as risk-averse as you can get.
And you got to know that the two major players involved here, Sony and Marvel, you know they're both probably be very bullish on this.
Yeah.
Sony would love to see this return. This has been incredibly lucrative for them. Marvel, it's obviously like Spider-Man is arguably the most popular Marvel character, period. I'm not talking about MCU, but I mean, he's maybe arguably the most popular comic book character in the world, depending. I mean, obviously you got to compare that to Batman and Superman as well, but he's right up there, if not at the top spot. So this is something, and it's you don't want to reboot it again for a third time in one generation. So this seems to make a lot of sense to me. Now, as far as the question that Skylar asked, when would they announce this? I wouldn't expect that they would announce anything until maybe summer of 2024, maybe at a Comic-Con or a Brazilian festival or something like that. But I don't see there being any need to announce something like this, when even right now we'd be, if this report is real, still a full year away from when they even start rolling cameras.
Also, we're still in an actor's strike.
Yeah.
And the last thing they're going to do is announce something like this in the middle of the actor's strike.
Yeah. And I don't even see them announcing it shortly after the actor's strike is done. So there's all that. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.